About 7 days ago, I heard some of the scariest, wildest news ever. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what I heard and how that news may affect you, your normal everyday life in America. So, if you're not living under a rock, 7 days ago or so, it was announced that 6,700 IRS workers were about to be fired. Now, maybe you think that this does not affect you in any type of way, but if you watch this video all the way to the end, I'm going to share with you not only how I think this directly affects you if you work a normal, traditional 9 to 5 job, but also, again, if you're just a good human being, how this actually affects you and what you can do about it to protect you and your family from the loss of income, the loss of job, the loss of wages, and anything like that in the future. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So about 7 days ago, it was reported that 6,700 people with families, people with kids, people with dreams, people with aspirations were about to be fired from the IRS. Now, as a Black man growing up, one of the things that's often taught to you as a kid all the way, to your adult life is your parents, your grandparents, your community, your teachers. People will always harp on the fact that one of the best jobs that you could ever get, or what you want to strive to do in life if you are going to go down the rabbit hole of working in the traditional work environment, is the most secure type of job that you can get is working for the government. That if you become a government employee, as long as you show up, do what you're supposed to do, again, this is a job that essentially, or career that you could have for the rest of your life. And so as I was sitting here thinking about the 6,700 people who not only have probably taken out loans to go to school to get certain education that will align themselves with going down this career path, the people who have taken on, spending time away from their family to actually pursue, becoming good at finance or accounting to get this type of job to work for the IRS. These people, again, unbeknownst to themselves, did everything right. They did everything they were told. They played by the rules. They did the safe thing and got a good government job. Only to find out and only to wake up one day and that job was taken away from them. Now, please don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not the biggest fan of the IRS, and I'm not gonna go into making this about politics per se, but I want you to imagine just for a moment that if you were one of those 6,700 people, that you were working for essentially the largest corporation, the largest company in pretty much the world, and you played by the rules. You did everything that people told you to do that was going to make you successful. That you took on an unreasonable amount of debt to go to school. You spent the years, you spent the time, you put the work in to dot the I's, cross the T's, to make sure that you could put yourself and your family in a position to have stability, to have comfort, to grow and live the quote unquote American dream. And you did all that, and one day it was all snatched away. And I think one of the reasons why this resonates so much with me is because it feels like I've been there before. One of my first businesses that I started, I grew it to a very successful point. And I remember going to Hawaii, being on the beach with my family. And normally after midnight, there was like a consistent daily process that would happen in my business. I would make sales, and usually the next day, the merchant account provider that I worked with, that they would pay out for the previous day or previous 2 days sales. And so every day that there was money, there was cash flow coming in. And I remember it was around like 12:15. I remember checking my account to see how much money had deposited, because I know we had done a decent amount of sales that week. And there was no money, there was no new money. And every single night while I was there in Hawaii, I would check the account and no new money was coming in. In fact, actually money was being taken away. And while I'm there, that was like the first domino effect for me losing that successful business. Eventually, I went to talk to my account rep, Kevin Parlin, the late Kevin Parlin, who's an awesome man, passed away during COVID. And one of the things I remember him saying to me was, "Oh, this is a pretty standard process. This is normal that happens in the merchant processing space. You guys are gonna be good." And within about a month or so, another domino fell, where again, the company that I used, Aweber, one of the largest email service providers in the world, where I housed my list. I think I had about 32,000 people who are on my main newsletter, my main source of income of how I was producing it. They did an account sweep across 9,000 different accounts that were on their platform, and they shut them down because they no longer wanted to support the affiliate marketing business model at that particular time. And so anybody who was doing that particular business model at scale, essentially overnight, you lost your business. And so with two moves, I'd done everything right. I invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in myself, learning to build up these skills, learning to build up these assets. And in a moment, because of a decision, someone took that opportunity away from me. And it sent me on a spiral where, again, for about 7 years of my life, I was completely depressed. I couldn't find my footing. I couldn't find that traction again because I had done everything right. I had done everything that people told me to do, to start your own business, to work for yourself, to go to the good schools, to build the relationships, to buy the courses, to invest in the masterminds. I'd done all the right things, and I found myself left holding the bag, holding nothing. And so when I saw the news that 6,700 people, and think about that, how many people that is, 6,700 people with dreams, hopes, aspirations, to lose your livelihood because of a tweet, because of a relationship that the president has with with Elon Musk, and that's the reason behind losing your job. It just made me sad, and it truly made me tear up. And this is why I feel so committed with wanting to not only do what I can, do my godly best to help other people who are looking for an avenue to take your creativity, to take your talents, to take your gifts, and find a vehicle that matches with your personality type, matches with your creativity type, so that you can start building an income for yourself, something that other people can't take away. Now, during this process of me losing the things that were important to me, I was able to find myself. I had put so much stock in being a person who had the nice clothes, who was going to the nice restaurants, who was at all the networking events, who was always in the mix, being able to do what I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it. It actually led me to a place where I never truly developed a great character, a great sense of integrity, a great amount of discernment. And these last few years, I thankfully enough, I've been able to learn some of those things and be able to live a life that I am pleased to say that is fulfilling, has created meaning in my life. And so I'm praying that those 6,700 people, that if even only a fraction of them, that this was an opportunity for them to step into that type of opportunity, to do that for it, then maybe this was worth it for them. But for you watching this video right now, I don't want you to be surprised. Again, we're 9 minutes into this video, but I want you to know that if someone could take away jobs that function in a governmental society because people have deemed them, obsolete or excessive, or for whatever arbitrary reason, or for their own political gain, to do this demonstrative type of move. What do you think is going to happen to you and you work at a call center? What do you think is going to happen to you and you do admin work? What do you think is going to happen to you in fill in the blank for whatever it is that you do? Let's say even if you work in some type of physical labor, they are coming out with technology, robots, robotics that can do the manual labor of some of these jobs. And so again, if you are not setting yourself and putting yourself up in a position to not have to depend on traditional employment for your financial gain, then I think that you are setting yourself up to be in the same position that I was, be in the same position that these 6,700 people were, and essentially be able to lose everything in a moment. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working with a few people one-on-one and in a group setting to help people not only be able to identify and recognize opportunities that they could do that align with your passion, align with your purpose, align with what makes you the happiest, and find a monetization vehicle that you can attach to those things and build a business that you actually like, build a business that you actually care about, that produces results for you, for your family, but also impacts the world around you. And so if you are a person, you made it this far in this video, you know that you are ready for change. Do me a huge favor, text the word change to 702-608-1689. I will respond to you personally. I'll set up a scheduled time to speak with you to see if what it is that we're offering right now to help you to be able to monetize your ideas, monetize your gifts, monetize your talents is something that we can't help you with directly. And so with that being said, again, this is one of the things that made me absolutely sad last week. But again, I know change is coming. I know that things are coming down the pipe where we all must be aware of the change and must be aware of the shift. There's new opportunities emerging, and I want to show you how to capitalize on some of those trends that are here right now today. And so with that being said, God bless you. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.